Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, are you? Right.
Yeah, so always has been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one here seems California.
Oh, perhaps that's it, yeah. I don't know. I used to have long hair when I was in the 60s.
That was the time.
But I used to have, and then in the 70s I combined them with really rather revolting sideburns. Yeah. In fact, it makes me look quite ill when I look back at my photographs.
Oh, gosh. But, nobody noticed because everybody was doing that.
Everybody did.
It's okay.
It wasn't a long hair, I like that, I still do. But the sideburns were particularly revolting.
My original inspiration for the title and theme of the album was just that I saw a kids' science magazine playing at my dad's house. He saw little kids around, still kind of, and it said, I just saw an ad or a review or something on Trilobite, and the exclamation point is really what did it for me. Trilobite! And then it's like, this is an account of natural history through the eyes of the Trilobite. It was an eyewitness account.
Well, that was why it was called Eyewitness, of course, to evolution. But the thing about it was that the exclamation mark was there to counteract all those Tyrannosaurus Rex bits. Once Tyrannosaurus, the beast that ruled the world, that kind of thing. So that was my own little, I think the Trilobites deserved their place in the sun. Exactly, they ruled the world for a darn sight longer than the puny dinosaurs.
So the eyewitness account thing made me think of like it being like a set of memoirs. So I took that title and ran with it, and I imagined a Trilobite, a typewriter thing. I tell it like it is, you tell it how it might be.
Yes.
And so then, I had all these songs that was accumulated over the years. There's way too many songs, and I didn't know how to possibly
you go to the lecture?
Connect them to one album that had any cohesion. And I thought, well, I could organize them by the orders of Trilobite. So just designate them arbitrary properties.
Yes.
And then, and my friend who worked with me, my collaborator,
Do you want a lighter?
he happened to encounter an interview with you on NPR and record it. And
I'd forgotten I'd done that, actually, until you reminded me.
the way you rhapsodized about the Trilobites, I thought was just amazing.
Well, they're rhapsodical animals. I don't know how these things
that provided a certain thread through seemingly disparate pieces of music. Is that you would return and talk about the balloons on the heads of the Trilobite, the long thin eyes of the Trilobite.
Yeah. So what are you planning a follow-up Trilobite to Trilobite the Revenge?
Not right now. The thought has occurred to me, and I won't rule it out, put it that way.
Yeah.
It could easily happen. And I think that people have responded well to that motif, that theme. And
so you must forgive me for asking, but do you actually perform this, or is it something a collage you make yourself, which you can't perform live?
Well,
I mean, I'm terribly ignorant about these things. So.
I did create it in the studio in a manner that I wasn't planning on performing live necessarily. But a certain number of the songs have been performed live.
Yeah.
Considering how long the album is, it's actually a pretty small percentage.
Yeah.
But I've performed maybe, like 10 of the 28 songs. Some ridiculous songs are like 10 seconds long.
Yeah, some of them are pretty brief, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, then, my mom joked that why can't you make it more accessible or danceable? So then things like the Memoirs of Shot by Dance Mix, Memoirs of Shot by Video Edit, which is 5 seconds long.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite order of Trilobite?
Well, the ones I like best are the ones that I studied that have huge eyes, lived in the deep oceans, because I feel I've sort of got to know them very intimately. And they belong to an order, well, actually belong to a group called the Cyclopygids, which takes you back to Cyclops, you might remember from Greek mythology. It's the one-eyed giant.
Are they 2 eyes?
One right in the centre
Oh,
of
really? No.
the centre of the forehead. And some of these trilobites got just one enormous eye because they were living in this deep, dim environment and they needed to gather any light that they possibly could. So, you know, they were ones I worked on quite extensively. And I discovered quite a number of new ones, through luck, mostly, but mostly also through persistence, because this is what you have to do. Probably haven't got the patience now, but I did then, to sit down, you know, and wet quarry for 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
Just breaking rock.
Archaeological.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't think of the fact that, you know, you must have quite a good amount of archaeological experience then. I mean, to do this, you basically did excavations, right?
Well, you find natural excavations, or
Yeah.
even ones where people have dug rock out to make hardcore for roads.
Right.
And you have to make sure you're in the right area. And it so happened I went and worked in an area in Britain where the rocks were exactly right to preserve these sorts of animals. And nobody had been there for a long time. There was a little hint in some old reports that you might find in there. But these old quarries, the rock had just been lying there, just getting to the right condition to split open easily. And when I came along, there they all were. So that was very, very exciting.
Yeah, good fortune.
So it's one of the things I like best. I mean, you know, luck can play a part in this particular aspect of things, so it makes it a more human kind of science. I'm not really a black box, white coat lab technician type scientist at all. I'm much more of a romantic, which is what obviously comes across in my writing.
Well, yeah, when I heard you talk about gazing and eye, that definitely sounded romantic.
Well, it is. I was trying to recall the moment as a child, quite young anyway, 14, so, when I found my first one. And then, it was just about the most exciting thing I could think of.
Is that like a genus or a family, or this one eye?
No, it's a super family. Okay. It's several families that develop these big eyes, peepers, as my friend Ewan Clarkson always calls them. And then we found it just a few years ago, actually since I wrote the book Trilobite, we worked on a fantastic Moroccan animal with 2 great tall columnar eyes. And that was the first trilobite ever to have an eye shade over the top.
Like an eyelid?
An eye shade, like a visor.
Okay. I think that's like a...
That's the kind of thing, the plasticized thing that editors always wore in 1940s films, the green.
The little press thing.
And I worked out that this animal developed this eye shade specifically because it wanted to see this movement in distant objects. And it was just like the old, if you're standing on the African plains looking for a distant impala or something, you have to shade your eyes to cut out extraneous sunlight if you want to pick up distant movement. And this trilobite, 400 million years earlier, had come up with the idea of an eye shade.